on finding your motivation and staying motivated. But in the meantime, how are you guys? Hello, everyone. Hello, lovelies. Hi. I hope the night has found you blessed and highly favored. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. Just spreading some joy and love. I love you. You're needed. You're wanted. And you are greatly appreciated. Hello. Hi, guys. Hi. How are you? Hello. How's everybody's Sunday? I hope it's been great. To everyone passing through, I love you. You're loved. Hi. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. I hope everyone was well fed and has had a wonderful Sunday. How is everybody tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought you were going to invite me over.
I did. I did like twice, but I guess it didn't. I don't know. TikTok does what it wants to do.
Apparently. Yeah, it looks better than the last one we have. Am I still a tiny little screen?
No, no. It's half and half now.
Hmm.
It looks good. Ah, hi, everybody. Hello. Thank you to each and every person in here. I want to start by saying that you are loved, appreciated, and greatly needed. I hope today Sunday has found you in a blessed and highly favorable manner. Tonight we are going to talk about finding your motivation and how to stay motivated. And I would love if you guys would welcome my dear friend as he goes by United Motivation. That's his whole platform, is giving you inspirational quotes and things every day. He posts daily on Facebook. If you don't know him, please take the time to get to know him. How are you?
I'm doing good. By the way, my name is John Yates. So if you guys want to look me up, look up John Yates. There's about 10,000 more of me, but I'm from Ohio.
John Yates from Ohio. Yes. So how was your day so far?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Just working on my truck because I had some issues, and I still have issues. Hurrah, hooray.
It's always something. Hello, darlings, and welcome to everybody who is coming into the room. I love you guys. You are blessed, and you're more than welcome to stay here as long as you'd like to. Today, we are talking about uh, what motivation is and how to stay motivation. Excuse me, how to stay motivated, how to find your motivation, and how to keep that motivation. And we welcome John from United Motivation, who is going to give us a few tips and tricks of his own that he uses on that. So let's just dive right in. John, would you like to explain the difference between motivation and inspiration because the two can get confused?
Yes, they can. Actually, really, it can because inspiration and motivation, they're pretty identical to each other, but there's a difference. Motivation, it's a keeping yourself moving forward every single day. So my motivation is for my kids. I have 12 eyes actually looking at me. I got my wife on top of it. So I have 12 eyes that I have to show to people or show to them what is right and what is wrong. So having that motivation to be able to keep pushing forward, saying, "Hey, Dad wasn't strong, so why couldn't I be?" Or I
Right,
have to be the leader of my family, be the leader of my wife, show her forward to keep going. So I mean, we
right.
both work together, which makes leadership. So but having that motivation to keep moving forward, inspiration is actually more or less a feeling. This book here, for example, Think and Grow Rich, it's an inspirational book to help you give you that idea of, hey, if I think this way, I'll do it this way. But you're getting the inspiration by the author, and you'll
Right.
get the inspiration from other people. But the motivational part is you get it from what actually means something to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it can include anything. I would like to add that it can be children, it can be family, it can be a feeling that woke you up one morning. Motivation could come out of anywhere, and it can grow from anything. So don't think that just because you haven't found it yet, you can't find it. Is very possible to find it and to nurture it and to let it grow. It will can strike you like a lightning bolt out of anywhere, actually.
Mom, I just now squeezed my toe once.
I'm sorry about that. My little one scratched her toe, and I needed to know about it. But so what helps keep you motivated? Like, what are the things that you wake up in the morning? You know, I know that your children are a big factor of your motivation, but what is the one thing that makes you determined to go forward on top of that?
Well, I have an actual story behind most of my motivation. Back in 2019, 2019, I'm going to make a political statement. When they got rid of Trump, COVID-19 hit, and that when they got rid of Trump, that's what happened. But no, it segregated everybody, and so we couldn't be with our families, we couldn't do anything like that, and so for me, it was very frustrating. It was frustrating on my family, my kids, my wife. I mean, especially trying to explain to my children why they couldn't go see their grandma and grandpa. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's it. But outside of that, I mean, it's my motivation. I started as a life insurance agent. I wanted to make extra income. So my
Right.
motivation was, I know when you hit a pandemic or a recession, people start to lose jobs, they start to lose money, they start to lose their houses, they start losing everything. Which for me, fortunately, I didn't lose any of that because I was a essential worker, whatever that means. But so I kept doing it and kept doing it. It was my motivation is I wanted a better life. I wanted a better outlook. And I want to come out of this whole thing better than what it was. So my motivation for doing it all was I just wanted a better life. And
Right.
so, but I also knew during any type of recession or pandemic, there's always big companies that come out of it. So the best time to start a business is during these times when things are rough. It may not seem like they should be doing it, but Harley Davidson did it, McDonald's did it, Walmart did it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys if that's not that type of motivation if for you to start something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, it can come out anywhere. For me, my motivation, likewise, is my children. But on top of them being my motivating factor, I would say my driving factor behind it, it comes from me not to wanting to leave them in a state of how I was raised, which is in perpetual debt. You know, to be uncertain of how you're going to pay the bills the next day or how you're going to put food on the table. So my motivation came from that. And having to find different creative ways outside of the box to take care of all of those boxes because I can't work as someone who is disabled and practically unemployable. So you have to become creative and you have to become self-reliant and you have to kind of dig deep and find because everybody is capable of something. I just want to put that out there. Everybody is capable of achieving something. No matter how small or how big, no matter where you come from in life, what your stand is in life, you are very capable of making a living. You just have to figure out what your thing is and then go for it 100%, put your effort into it, and know that it's the right thing for you to do. When did you know that becoming a self-help, I would say guru, was what you were being driven to do? Speaker, you know, how did you come about that decision?
Um, yeah, because I do motivational speaking, public speaking. I do a lot of, and by the way, Nate, thank you, and I appreciate the little flame and the 1,000 likes on there. But yeah, becoming that motivational was Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is one of my inspirations for motivational speaker, personal development. And I really admire the guy. I mean, he's very straightforward. Well, unfortunately, he's passed away. But he's straightforward. He didn't sugarcoat nothing. And I like those type of people. So you get attracted to the people you want to be attracted to. But for me, I want to help more people. And helping more people through life coaching, getting their health in the right direction for their future, for their children's future on life insurance. I'm doing all these because they're all different little cornerstones of our life. We need somebody to coach us along. It's our health that we need to take care of. Our life insurance in case we do pass away, or build a future for your children. I mean, there's so many things that I do that will make a better future for everybody else. It's not just for me. I mean, yeah, there's money involved in it, but if somebody really gets what they get out of it and what they want out of it, then that's worth more than what money can bring in.
Absolutely. And to kind of add to that, one of the things is, again, speaking on what motivates us, you want to leave a legacy behind that your children can be proud of and kind of walk into. For us who spread positivity and try to be motivating, it's very easy to sway to the negative side of that as well. If you're all about yourself, if you're all about what you can do for you, I think people forget sometimes you're going to need someone at some point. So if you've isolated yourself to the point where it's all about you and you're solely focused on you, you're going to quickly back yourself into a corner. So make sure that your motivation isn't selfish, so to speak. I mean, it kind of is. You want to grow, you want to, make something of yourself, but you can also place yourself in a very negative box where no one around you is going to want to associate you or you can have the best product on the world, but if people have a negative opinion of you, that product isn't going to sell, and then you're stuck. So you definitely want to keep on the positive side of being motivated.
Yeah, when it comes to the positive side of motivation, I mean, you don't want to, for what you and I do, we don't want it to just be about those people, about us, because people buy into people. So when if they buy into you, then they'll see you as a positive. But you don't want to be negative in any of that situation. So.
Absolutely. We was finding your reason. I was doing a little research today for my own benefit to kind of give a guideline of some things I found to help ones find their motivation and to kind of stay motivated. Excuse me, my tongue is twisted tonight. But some of the things that I find help me personally, and I'll share them with you, is to constantly review your goals. What are you trying to achieve? And if you could continue to look at that over and over again to keep you moving forward in the right direction with said goals, and to make them manageable, because some people go out of the gate going, I'm going to be a billionaire and this is how I'm going to do it. Now, you have to have a plan in mind. You have to take small baby steps to get to bigger steps to lead to bigger steps. So, what are the ways that you kind of plan out, even if it's day to day? How do you plan out your goals, small to lead to the bigger ones?
Well, my suggestion is that every morning, it's going to be hard to do this, but this is a discipline that people should put into play, is every morning you need to write down what your goals are. And let them be small goals. Make them, you want to have those little wins before you get to the big wins. But don't make them so easy that you kind of give up because they're just too easy. So what you want to do with a goal is make one, but make it like this, like where you're stretching.
Right.
You want to barely touch it, but don't get those ones that are like, oh, that's easy. That's easy. It doesn't actually become challenging. It's like a video game. You sit down on the first level of a video game, it's nice and easy. And then the more you keep going, the harder the game becomes. Those are
Right.
goals. So the victory of the game at the very end is your vision. And what I believe is that multiple goals lead you into that vision that you want to be. I mean, you and I have talked about that where you have to have those goals to have your vision, your purpose. Everybody has their purpose in life, but some people don't. So they need that type of guidance, which I believe is by goals.
Right. Absolutely. One of the things that you want to also do in setting goals is to continue to set goals. Because even if you achieve one, set a new one. You know what I mean? Like, just because you achieved this goal today, set another one. Keep challenging yourself, one upping yourself. It's a battle against you, essentially, and how far you're willing to go and how far you want determines how much you achieve. So every day, work on the small goal, but then set another one because once you reach one goal and you have nothing else in mind, you're kind of floating and you may lose your motivation. So on top of going for the daily goals, continue to set new daily goals for yourself, and they can be small. For me, my goals have been to walk to the stop sign on my street. Small things that have a big impact overall. They don't have to be outrageously big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you definitely you had those little goals, and the good thing about little goals is eventually they compound into the really big thing, and they're through habits. There's a book called Atomic Habits. It's these little tiny atomic habits that you build over time, which could be partially your goals, and then becomes this big atom, which is technically we're made out of atoms, so big person. So
Right. Absolutely. You also want to, and this goes with any aspect of life, really, surround yourself with positive people, people who are going to encourage you, even if they don't necessarily want to do the things you're doing or see it how you see it. Surround yourself with people who are positive in you achieving your goal. Um, because negative people can cause you to quit faster than anything else. And it may not be that they don't believe in what you're doing. It may be that they tried to do the same thing, and they failed. So they're projecting that failure onto you. So what you definitely need to do is surround yourself with some positive people who are going to push you in the right direction and kind of be that ego boost that you need at the end of the day every day.
of course, yeah, having those positive people around you, you can feel the energy that comes from them. And and some people, I mean, they fake it till they make it kind of thing, and you can actually smell those people out. And because it's too dramatic, you can just feel it. But those people that are aesthetic with their positive being positive, you want to be around those people.
Right.
And so it's being around negative people, it actually starts to drain your energy. It'll start draining your motivation. They'll kind of almost make you tired because there's so much about them. They're either complaining or they're complaining or complaining. And complaining is one of my biggest pet peeves. You got to stop because that actually does lead into you. There's an old saying the 5 people you hang out with, you'll become the 6th one. So if you're hanging out with positive people, you're going to become that 6th person. If you hang out with nagging and complaining people, you're going to become those people. And unfortunately, that's just how it works. I mean, look at your friends that you have around you. The friends are a reflection of who you are. So, what does your friends look like?
I know. And don't be afraid to drop some of those friends. because you may need to. It might come a time that you just have to do that to better you, and that's okay. Just know that that's okay. But to piggyback off of what John was saying as well, what you think pretty much is who you are. So if you're always thinking negative or downing yourself, you wake up in the morning and go, "Oh my God, today is going to be horrible," and you haven't even placed your foot on the floor. Expect today to be exactly what you just spoke into reality, because you've already made up in your mind that it was going to be a bad day. So no matter where you go, you're going to look for something to make that come to fruition. So first thing in the morning, speak positivity into your life. Today's going to be a great day. We're going to achieve a goal. We're going to take small steps. Like I said, start small, um, and use that to motivate you throughout your day. And when you start hearing negative thoughts creep into your mind, what I do is I write affirmations everywhere. In my car, on my dresser, in the bathroom, because I'm a human being and negative thoughts do come into my mind, but I want to be able to immediately spot something positive, some goal I've achieved in the past or working on for the future, and remotivate myself. What are your tips for affirmations throughout the day? How do you keep yourself constantly motivated?
Well, the little deep dark secret that I do, there's I am actually certified in this. It's NLP, neurological. I call it NLP, but it's a possibility of reprogramming your mind. So there are certain tactics, which is affirmations is one of them. Our subconscious mind has been programmed throughout her whole life. So to change our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, what I do is listen to those affirmations. I'm more auditorial. It depends on how you learn. There's people that they do reading, or they have to feel it, or they have to hear it, or they have to taste it, or smell it. So that's how we learn. Our senses pick up on that stuff. So mine is listening. So I listen to the same affirmations every single morning for the past 90 days, actually. And I'm driving. It's 20 minutes to get to work. So I listen to them. And what I have noticed is that most of them actually are very much truthful. My days if I don't listen to it, my days are crap. If I do listen to it, my days are good, which is our subconscious mind is telling our conscious mind, this is how things are going to be now. You're reprogramming your brain to become something better. So, like, for example, you're seeing all your affirmations. You have to keep seeing those. It's like riding a bike. You got to keep doing it to the point you're conscious when you get on that bike and you're looking around like, okay, I can do this. And then you fall over and you're like, okay, I can't do this. And you get back on the bike. So you're conscious of what you're doing. So eventually you get to the point where you're subconscious. You're not even conscious to it, because your subconscious already picked up on it. It's already routine. But yeah, I wanted to throw that out because that affirmations is what I do every single day, and eventually they become true. Believe it or not. I don't know. Some people don't.
It's an actual thing, especially if you grew up in a negative environment and around negative people all the time or negative things all the time. You have to reprogram yourself to stop thinking in the negative, because some people are just naturally trained to do that. That's how they were raised. And it is an honest effort to get yourself into a positive mainframe. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's not, but it's something that you have to do every day and work on you every single day. It is an everyday thing. You can't start and stop that. If you want to change the way you think, you have to think a certain way every single day, constantly, and let that become a part of where you're thinking about it while you're not even thinking about it. Like you said, it's just something that happens naturally. You come across a negative situation and be like, yeah, you know what? No. I'm choosing to see the positive in this. And once you can start doing that, you'll find that your days and your motivations for that day start to flow freer and easier. It becomes easier and easier every day to start to see you achieving that goal. So it do start with your mindset. I completely agree with that. Um, Also, when you're going into motivation, you want to ask yourself, what will you gain by doing this? What will you lose by doing this? And if you're absolutely certain that your expectations and reality can link up, um, because you can, like I said, you can be motivated to be a billionaire, but is the reality of that happening versus your expectations of how soon it's going to happen? I'm not saying you can't become a billionaire, but if you think that it's going to happen overnight, you have to be realistic. You know what I mean? You have to be realistic in your expectations and in your motivations as well.
Yeah, that definitely splits the winners and the delusional. Because I've been doing life insurance. I started with. I've been doing that for 5 years, and be straight and forward with you guys. I only sold one policy, but I've been still doing it. And so, I mean, it's you have to keep moving forward, regardless. I mean, you're going to get kicked around a lot, and the motivation part of it all is that I'm going to win regardless. And you have to be your own cheerleader when it comes down to it, because
Yeah.
you're not going to have all those people that are going to motivate you. And I talk to my folks about what I do. My mom will ask me once in a while, but nobody ever really asked me, well, how's it going? For me, I kind of push those people back that actually are saying, well, how's it going? I motivate myself because I can. And that's the beautiful thing about it when you're self-motivating, because motivation only lasts so long. So
Right.
you have to self-motivate yourself. I self-motivate myself because I know I'm going somewhere that nobody else is going. Because
Right.
where I'm from, there's no other Yateses around here. There's no other family. So I'm going to be that first person that's going to make the world of a difference. A world of a difference for my children's future, my wife's future. So you have to have that self-motivation. You can have somebody yell at you all day about, oh, you can do this, yeah, woo! You can have that all day, but I'll tell you one thing, it does kind of get old. It really
It
does.
does, especially again, if you don't believe it, it's just them speaking into empty space. You have to believe in what you're doing for yourself. One, because you're not always going to have a cheerleader there behind you, pumping you up. Sometimes it is just going to be you. And if you can't get excited for you, then you have a problem, because like I said, there's always going to be negative people in the world. That's just the way the world is. And there's not always going to be somebody there at the call, at the ready, to tell you, yay, you got this, you can do this. Sometimes you have to be your own best friend, and you have to be your own cheerleader, and learn that even when mentally, physically, emotionally, you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything, you still have to allow that positive voice in the back of your head to say, okay, well, maybe I didn't do what I needed to do today, but tomorrow's a new day. And we're gonna achieve something. We're gonna get something done. Um, it's not always easy to have, like I said, people pump you up. So to have you say that you are your most positive influence or motivation, so to speak, is great. I think more people need to start relying on themselves to be self-motivated, because that is so important. That is very important.
Yeah, for real. And for goal, one of my biggest goals, another motivation behind it is I may not seem like I did much today. It's a baby step, but you want to become 1% better. So on another, what is it? We got 12 months. So 1% better each month. You at the end of the year, you will be 12% better than what you were before. And you get to be able to reflect back on who you were in the beginning of the year till now. And you're going to be amazed how much 1% absolutely changes everything.
Absolutely. And that goes into the next topic that I was finna say. It goes with it so well, is to take those steps every day and set a specific goal for yourself every day and incorporate all of your goals into your everyday life, because you can't just start a goal on Monday and then come back to it on Friday. Um, that's not going to work. You have to incorporate what you're trying to do into your life every single day, whether you're taking a small step on reading up on a subject or reaching out to people who may know more about this subject. Every day you can do something to achieve that goal, and you have to be willing to do that. Take the small steps every single day. Like I said, the small steps are what bigger steps, which lead to the breakthrough. To do the work and put um, I think some people are under the impression that you can say that you want to do something and it's automatically achievable. And that's not how it works. So, what advice would you give to people who think that if I say that this is what I'm going to do in a month from now, it's done? Like, what advice do you think you could give them as far as reality-based goals go?
You're asking, so if they set a goal and they
Hmm.
want to achieve by the end of the month.
Yes, but realistically, it's not something that is achievable by the end of the month. And let's say that they don't reach their goal, right?
Yeah.
They get sad and they start going backwards because they didn't set a realistic enough goal for themselves, or they didn't put the work in daily to achieve the bigger goal that they was trying to achieve.
Well, for their biggest goal, and I always recommend that. I mean, if it's a goal that you set unrealistically, you're most likely not going to reach it at all. I'll be straightforward with that because we're only human beings. So, but for people that did set that goal, I have this fingertip thing, and my hands keep disappearing, but I have this fingertip thing. If you can reach this high for your goal, just stretch high enough. That's where your goal should be. But if your goal is out in outer space, like I want to be a billionaire by the end of the month, you're insane. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. So trying to get to that billion at the end of the month, you're probably going to try to do it again next month and then the next month. Because the goal, let's just be truthful here, it is insanity. But if you're reaching, you have to reach for goals that make sense. I mean, for me, I do, let's put a life coaching, for example. I want 3 clients by the end of the month. To me, that seems realistic. You put the work in, but if I want to go and do 100, that's not realistic unless some weird phenomenon goes on. Um, it's not realistic to me. But I don't know what to tell those people that are doing those unrealistic goals. Go ahead and try to do them. And the beauty in between all that is that you go unrealistic. There's other goals that you actually will achieve without you putting them on paper. So you will keep going closer. And
Right.
so I don't know. I'm not a real big fan. There's Grant Cardone. He talks about setting goals that are unrealistic, so it keeps you moving towards that goal.
Right.
But I'm really not all about big goals, like really massive. I don't know. You have to get some stuff done before you can get to those big ones.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think part of staying motivation as well is to stay on track. Um, you set your goal, you set smaller goals to achieve that greater goal, but you have to stay on track. You can't set yourself up in 30 different directions and expect everything to get done. You start with one step at a time, one goal at a time, and you will achieve it. I mean, it's very doable. It's also important to understand that you're going to become overwhelmed at some point. You're more than likely going to become frustrated. You're going to feel like you're walking backwards, but it is important to stay calm, stay relaxed, stay focused on your goal, and know that There is no person on this planet who achieved anything without one minor setback. Some even had great setbacks. What separates them from where you are at this moment is they did not allow that setback to stop them. They got back up and continued forward on the mission that they had set for themselves.
Yeah, for example, Thomas Edison, it took him 10,000 times to make the light bulb we know today. Actually, not the light bulb we know today. Probably the light bulb we knew like 80 years ago. But because the world's oldest light bulb is still glowing today. But it took him 10,000 times. I mean, that to me is a definition of insanity. He did make the light bulb happen. And so you have to make those small ones, because this small little goal was supposed to find the right fat or the right material that he had to put inside the light bulb. So those was his small goals, to keep looking for that, the right glass, the right everything. But it really depends on what you're looking at. I mean, I don't expect to be a billionaire at the end of the month, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's too unrealistic for me.
Right. And reward yourself. Reward yourself for the small goals that you do achieve. There is nothing wrong with that. Giving yourself a pat on the back. Again, that's you're self-motivating yourself. So yeah, definitely incorporate that into your tasks. If you achieve a goal, it could be as small as, like I said, I walked to the stop sign. If you're on a weight loss journey, let me just put this out there. Do not reward yourself with a chocolate cake. That's just not, that is not helping your goal. That is not helping your goal. But it is okay to give yourself a small treat. I have a little candy bag, just little bitty things that I know won't affect my end goal at the end of the day. And that's okay. And you can incorporate that any way you'd like to as a reward for yourself. It doesn't have to just be food. It can be anything at all. Something that you've put off doing for months because you're trying to achieve your goal. My husband achieved something. He sits down and he plays his game for an hour. He gives himself time to relax and turn his brain off and just have fun for a little while before he goes back into serious mode. So definitely reward yourself. That rewards are important.
Yeah, I definitely like that. A lot of, I forget, I was talking to a guy, he was an anger management guy out of Texas. And he brought that concept up. And so when I did a task and it was something that I wanted to get done, I would do a positive reinforcement. Because what you're doing to yourself is telling your conscious mind that you did something, now there's a reward for it. That's the same way when you potty train children. You give them a piece of candy. And that's how you do it with dogs. You give them a treat for going outside. So you're giving that positive reinforcement. So now we remember in our minds that we did this, now we get to have that. And it's the same with children, same with dogs, cats. It goes back and forth, and you keep doing it because you actually get excited about it. And then you see those dogs, they see the snack, and you're like, yeah, they have that excitement. So yeah, having positive reinforcement in anything you do. I mean, if you're not excited about your reward, then you need a better reward.
Yeah, exactly. I think this has been a very enlightening conversation for myself as well. But the last topic I want to talk about on the whole motivation front is like I said, sometimes you become overwhelmed, and this is to me the most important part. Never be afraid to ask for help if you're feeling overwhelmed. Never be afraid to reach out and talk to somebody who has gone through this situation or going through this situation, especially if it's getting to the point where it's stressing you out uncontrollably. That is the best time to reach out and talk to somebody. Do not be afraid to bring in an outside source like a counselor or something to help you achieve those motivational goals, and to kind of, sometimes you have to reset your mind, and that's okay too. And don't feel like you're a failure for doing that, because we all have to reach out sometimes to kind of pull ourselves back up, and that's okay. Know that that is okay. You're not a failure because you're asking for help or because you feel like you need to talk or vent to somebody. You are human. That is a human thing to do. Um, and I really want to stress that. Never be afraid to reach out and ask for help or ask for somebody to just listen to you talk.
I'm going to do some type of advertisement here. What she just said is exactly what I do in life coaching. I do goal setting, and I'm the type of person you come to. I'll help you get your goals set out, and then you start doing your goals. I coach you along the way, and I guide you. That's what coaches do. They give you a big old playbook, and they guide you the right way. We're not therapists. We're not. I don't have my medicine. I don't have a PhD in anything. I guide you. I motivate you. I help you. It's what coaches do. Kind of like mom and dads. They do to their children. It's essentially what it is. But my coaches are actually dead people. But Jim Rohn, he's my mentor. There's Tony Robbins. He's still alive.
Mhm.
So the perfect way when you're stressing out, and I'll give you guys this suggestion, is how do you fix a problem? The three questions you ask yourself: who can I ask? What can I read? And what can I use? So when I can read, it's a book or a newspaper or something on Google. Who can I ask? Family, friends, the neighbor, the dog, cat, whoever. I mean, people talk to dogs and cats. Come on. But you can, whoever you can ask. And what can you do now? If you're having a financial problem, what can you do now? Okay, well, I
Right,
have something I can sell to make a little bit of money. Simple.
right.
So, I mean, that's when you're stressing, you definitely have to talk to somebody. Who can you talk to? Who can help you solve that problem? Who can you read from? And so
Ab-
that's my suggestion. And actually, that's Jim Rohn's suggestion how to fix a problem.
Hello, Kirsten. Hey, honey, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. That's a great suggestion. It is. And this whole interview today, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. And thank you for taking the time out to talk to all of us. It's definitely things that we can incorporate throughout our entire day, our entire year. Take it small, dream big. Nothing wrong with big dreams. Just make sure that you're taking the steps, achievable steps, to get to your goals and make them small. Um, it doesn't have to be anything grandiose or flourishing. It just needs to be something that you can achieve because if you put out something too huge, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed and you're going to set yourself up for failure, and we want to succeed. So let's try to keep our goals as realistic as possible and as achievable as possible so that at the end of the day you get what you want, you get what you're working so hard for. And because we don't want you to get discouraged. You're amazing and you can do this, and you just have to know that you can do this. And go see John's page on Facebook, by the way. I don't know how he keeps up his schedule. It's like he posts 50 times a day. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it feels like he posts 50 times a day. But he's always so positive and so motivated.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been doing my channel since the beginning of the year, and it was a drive for me because I was part of network marketing also. So network marketing, if you guys know anything about it, it's like herbal. I do Herbalife. I love Herbalife because it benefits people's actual health. Um, so it started there because a lot of the people that are on the top, this is why people think they're scams, why they think it is. And I just like the product. I want to sell the product. I don't care about the whole concept of that. But the people on the top, they only had the chance to talk. Like Shell and I, we're just average people. So we got
Yep.
that opportunity. I'll say, well, okay, we have the opportunity to tell them and be able to talk and have that opportunity out there. And for me, I was getting so tired of hearing, "Oh, I make 100,000 a year." Craig, I don't care. Craig, I don't know you. I don't care. I've never shook your hand. I never.
Go away.
I don't. Yeah, I never broke bread with you. I don't know. I don't. Cool. If I want motivation, I'll go listen to the people I care for. Not you, Craig. No.
Oh,
So
that's something else. Don't compare yourself to anybody else out there. Um, I know that I am a very unique individual at the end of the day, and that is wonderful, and that is what draws people to me. It's the first thing they see is how different I am from everybody else. And it's okay to be different. It's okay to be different. Do not compare your goals or your life to anybody else's goals or life because again, you're setting yourself up for failure. So know that your goals are unique to you and you're not going to have the same outcome as Billy, Jane, or Sue. It's just not going to happen. But you can have a positive outcome. You know, if you do not compare yourself or the situation that you're in to anybody else's situation.
yeah, and just one more last suggestion. Do not compare yourself to people, but here's the beautiful thing about power of choice. You can take parts of those people and apply them to yourself, but you need to twist them to your thing. I mean, we got the cowboy hat, and then we got Marilyn Manson. That what makes the whole twist. It makes it unique because okay, Marilyn Manson is like antichrist and everything. You're a church lady. I mean, it confuses me. And they got the cowboy hat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. See, that's what makes it unique about our
Exactly.
personalities. That we take we take little bits and pieces of other people's personalities in some sense and build our own. And I have this general rule that we really don't know who we are. We are actually a bunch of people. We are a bunch of different personalities. I mean, some of us we
Completely agree with that because I am a combination of my dad's toughness, my mom's gentleness. I grew up in Virginia. I was around the surfer chicks, the surfer dudes. So I have so many different influences that had I not have would not have created who I am uniquely. I probably would have be just like everybody else. But I love me. It works, you know? So yeah.
sure. Yeah, it definitely interested me because I had a conversation with my wife. She's like, I am who I am. And I was like, no, you're like your mom. You're like your dad. You're like our son. There's different things. The more kids you have, the more you become a kid. What I've noticed.
Absolutely, you got to because they gonna put you down to their level whether you want to or not. That's just the way it is. But John, thank you. I am going to stay on a little bit longer, and I'm going to say hello to all of these wonderful people who have been trying to get my attention. I see you. I love you, and thank you, Christian. You are beautiful. You are a queen too, and you are free to stick around. And I would love to get together again and talk about any topic. You're always a wonderful conversationalist, and I enjoy bouncing off of you. So it was great having you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
and I appreciate you having me.
Oh, pleasure. Go get
Yeah,
them babies a hug for me.
for sure I will.
I'll send you this video. All
All right, awesome.
right, bye.
All right, bye.
So, Kirsten, I love you. Popped out of nowhere, chick. You are, see, that's why you my girl. How are you doing today? How is Jamel? I know you do, boo. I love you so much. I love both of y'all. You didn't work too hard today, did you? Or did you work today? Did you have off today? I get my days confused. What is today? Girl, I be forgetting. I be forgetting what time it is. I forget my name sometimes. I'm sorry. I know it. I know it. I know it. You missed the fun earlier. Uh, but I'm glad to have you here. Glad to have you support. And you didn't have to send any gifts, but thank you so much. But you didn't have to do that. I love you so much. I woke up this morning thinking today was Friday. When the kids don't go to school, my days are just they're not right. Let me just say that they're not right. Hello, Jalen and Destiny. How are you today? I'm just on here spreading some love, telling you that you are loved, you are beautiful, you are wonderful, and you are needed. And if you don't even have to say anything. I just want you to know that I love you. I am great. How are you? Oh, thank you. Isn't it fun when you find out that you have stuff you didn't know? Even if it's just like $1. Like I found out I had $1 in my wallet the other day. You would think I walked out of that store with $1 million because I was happy. I'm great, Jalen. How are you? Okay, darling. Ooh, cook some and bring it to me. I know it's gonna be good. I love you. Give Jamila a hug for me, please. I'm so glad to hear that. I hope it's been a great Sunday for you. Any plans for the upcoming week? Yes, ma'am. Of course, I will give them a big old hug for you, darling. Hello. Hello. How are you doing tonight? I just want you to know you love. Just spreading some love and positivity today. That's all. You are loved, you are important, you are needed, and you are wanted. Hello, darlings. What you doing, Daddy? Hi, guys. I hope everybody is okay and all is well. Hello, beautiful. How are you? I'm just here spreading love, letting you know you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you are somebody important. Hi. Hello. Hello to everybody. Know that you are loved. That's the whole purpose of my channel. I am just spreading love and positivity and letting ladies know that they are beautiful and encouraging them. You are beautiful. You are desired. You are loved. You are needed. You are wanted. You are somebody important. You are somebody special. And if you haven't heard it today, I love you. How are you today? Hello. Hello, everyone. I hope today has found you blessed and highly favored. How are you? Hello. Hello. Just sending out love. Just want you to catch that in case you leave. You are loved. You are important. You are needed. You are wanted. And you are somebody of importance. And you have so much love. And I want to tell you that, even if I'm the only one that tells you today. Thank you so much, darling, and you are very welcome. I do this every day.